The stock market sells off drastically this week. My name's Dez, here at Grok Trade. This is the weekend edition. Good through Sunday, August 3rd, 2014. And on Friday, markets did sell off again. The day following, we had a 318 point drop in the Dow, a sizable drop, big pop in gold. On Friday, here's what we're looking at. And we're going to get into a lot of stock picks at the end of this video. Stay with us. Rising wedge, the S&P 500 going higher, 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 higher. Higher swing highs, but these swing highs started going down at a slower accelerated slant. So trajectory was decreasing. When that happens, your rising wedge, as long as you have a MACD bearish divergence, breaks down. And it always happens when the ice is broken, when you get a close below a major area of support. And if you'll remember, when we were in this nice uptrend, we were saying bullish, bullish, bullish. But as soon as we started rolling over here, I said, be very careful. This is bad news. Started giving warning to the thunder in the distance. And started jumping on my bandwagon. A lot of you guys are the engineer types, and you're going to test me on this. If you go to the video for July 29th, listen to the warning I gave everybody on that video. And when you watch that, listen to that, and then also look at July 30th. Listen to that video. Listen to what I was saying here. And then the very next day, boom, to the downside, drastic, big 318 point drop on the Dow. Friday continued with a lower high, lower low, another bearish day on the markets, Dow down 70 points. Now, we're below almost all major moving averages, and a lot of support levels. Just we've blown them out. We do have the rising 100 day. If you look here at a weekly chart, which is pretty important to do, I want to show you a line that is hugely important that you understand. This is worth the price of admission right here. I'm going to go way back in time. I would need you to have this line put on your chart. Do an S&P 500, do a weekly chart. I want you to go back here to November 2012 on a weekly chart. Draw a line from there over here to December 2012. You want to come bring that line up to touch the swing low here on April 7th, 2014. And then you'll notice the week that we're in now, we had this triangle, we broke down, down, found support right at that trend line, which happens to be where the rising 20-week moving average comes into play. This area could act as support, big time support there. I would also be looking at 1877 if we do break that as another area of support and maybe get a retrace from it. But this is a dangerous area. Watch the 20-week moving average like a hawk. That is, all eyes are on that. If the markets are going to bounce, it needs to happen now because there's a nice trend line here. Doesn't mean we're not going to get a shadow. See how the shadow drops down here, pops back up? We could get a nice shadow coming down here, maybe as low as 1877, find support there, rally back up with the hammer, and then go higher. Could certainly do that. I was reading a news piece on his, where was it? MSNBC, CBS, something. Somebody had an article where 100 million contracts, I think is what it was, or I can't even get my story straight on this, on the bull side, and that was just a day or two before this major drop off. Interesting, somebody had their head handed to them this week. All right, let's take a look at a monthly chart here. Monthly chart, what's interesting is for the month we have our first lower low. Last time we had that was a few months ago, and we rallied back higher. This is problematic. Anytime you have a lower low on a month, bad things can happen. This could turn into a big red candlestick. Probably in the next few weeks, you guys are going to come back to this video and say, wow, he did talk about a big red candlestick being right here. And that could certainly happen, and happen very quickly. So you have to be ready for that. Oh, by the way, if you need to hedge yourself in the markets, teachmetehedge.com. Teachmetehedge.com will certainly help you out. And all right. It looks like Friday had some bad news too. We were at a 6.0 unemployment rate. We thought it would, or we were at 6.1. We thought we were going to go down to 6.0, but instead we went much higher at 6.2% unemployment. Really missed expectations in a big way. All right, so let's go over here, take a look at Dow. Dow just crashing and burning. The weekly chart is down below. We have a confirmed breakdown of a trend line on the weekly chart on the Dow. Here on the monthly chart, last month we had a lower low. We're continuing with this lower low trend. Again, a big red candlestick could certainly form here. The NASDAQ monthly chart, lower low on the month that we're starting off, but the weekly here, drop. We're finding support at a big area of support. This area is this 43.36, previous swing high on the weekly. We're finding support right there. If we break below that, expect another big red candlestick right there. If we do break down on the daily chart, we're just heading down below the 50-day moving average on that. Small caps Russell, it's just down. This is my hedge I use to hedge myself. I thought we'd find support at 61.8. No way. So I'm getting rid of the Fibonacci. We just drop. Very bearish to get that. We're going into what's called a broadening formation on the Russell weekly chart. And on the monthly chart, we do have a lower low. Not doing too bad here, but if it does break down, expect a big red candlestick breaking all of this area of support. And let me show you VIX, by the way. This is a daily chart. VIX is spiking, just spiking. See how we were rolling up here? I said, watch this, man. It looks like the markets are getting ready to drop. If the VIX goes higher, the markets are dropping. And sure enough, we saw that happening right there. And then boom, to the upside, the fear just gets crazy on us. If you look here at a weekly chart, what's interesting here, and I've talked about this before, on a weekly chart, every time we get to this 200-week moving average, the markets gets bullish. We get here, the markets get bullish. We get here, the markets get bullish. We get here, the markets get bullish. We get here, you know the rest of the story. So there's a good chance the markets can get very bullish, especially if next week we pop way high, we get a lot of fear, it comes in, then buyers start coming in, and we get these long shadows, and we head back down. You heard it here. On the monthly chart, heading higher, but we're staying in this consolidation. All right, gold monthly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart is a beautiful symmetrical triangle. And look how the moving averages are condensing together. Gang, gold is going to rock and roll, big pop to the upside or a big drop to the downside. That could certainly happen within the next couple of months. Look for a big move. We're building up a ton of energy and strength here. And here we're just pulling back on the daily chart. Silver, let's go here. Silver, nice bull pullback. Look for a rally on silver. I think precious metals are setting up for a nice bullish play. Be watching it closely. And people are asking what's going on with the markets, why does it sell off? And I have this problem. You know, we sold off. Let me go back to here. I'm going to jump on a bandwagon here. It sold off because technical analysis. When you go higher and higher, things just don't go up forever. And what you have to do is look for cues. You have to learn about the technicals. And I started seeing it rolling over. That's why people from 155 countries listen to us, because we've been doing this a long time. I've been trading over 16 years in the live markets using technical analysis. I know what's going on here. I said, rising wedge, bad things are going to happen. Watch out. And then it crashed right there. We did break that support. It said, bad things are going to happen. Watch out below. And then it come crashing down. A lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? In the news, talking heads on TV will come up with reasons why we went bullish, why we went bearish. And they'll always give a reason. The reason they'll give reasons is because we out here demand it. We want to know why something has dropped. Well, One of the most honest news things I've seen in a long time is found right here at Fox Business. And why the sell-off? Who knows? I love that. Big kudos to this organization. But anyway, but I can tell you this, I don't care why the markets go higher or why they go lower. What I care about is when it happens, trading what it is that I see, and not anticipating, but playing what's actually happening. We're not gambling. Go to Vegas to gamble. We don't gamble here. All right, I told you I was going to get into some stocks. We're going to look at some stocks here, and you may choose to buy them. I do hold some of these, so let that be a disclosure. Right before I get into those, I'm going to peddle and pimp out my wares. We have a lot of free information. Graduate from the free information, get to the premium products. These are for people that really want their trading to be more than something that is a hobby. If you're ready for your trading to make you some money, definitely get into these products. Now, ratchet you up to a whole new level and very quickly. You have to put on your thinking hat. This is where we get into some data. And here, let's look at Apple. Apple, nice gap down, run up. I actually added to my Apple position on this. Amazon, drop, stay away. Facebook, which I own, big time support area, looking for a rally. The markets go. Google keeps falling out of bed. GoPro, I bought right into, I jumped in front of a moving train. I jumped into this, and man, my gut told me I should not have done that. Right at an area of resistance. I chased a car there, and it was just a bad decision, and I got burnt on it. I had to unload that on Friday. LinkedIn is just up and away, closing above $200, closing at the day's high. LinkedIn is on fire. It's a rocket. Boom to the upside. Microsoft just pulling back. You have Netflix, hammer, look for upside potential there. Twitter pulling back on this. I'm looking for this little pullback and then a rally. Northbound, we'll see if that actually happens. So, per usual, share this video with your friends. A lot of people that you're associated with on YouTube and Facebook, or wherever else you hang out, like trading, and the information that we deliver is rich with information and data that people will find intellectually stimulating, and I hope you do. Thank you for liking this video and sharing it with your friends.